In this video, we will show how to find Nth Fibonacci number using Python. In mathematical terms, the sequence Fibonacci number is defined by the recursion relation Fn equals Fn-1 plus n-2, and with the first two initial values defined as f0 equals 0 and f1 equals 1. So Fibonacci number sequence is a typical example of creating new numbers based on current known values, and so on. We will show code examples to create Fibonacci number in Python. So first, we define a function called fib with the parameter n. So if n less than or equal to 0, we should print n should be at least 1. So next, if another conditional test if n equals 1, then we will return number 0 for the Fibonacci number. Then the next conditional test is if n equals 2, then we return 1. So the first two Fibonacci number are 0 and 1 defined here. So if all these conditions not met, which means n is larger than 2, so we will return a recursion of the value of Fibonacci n-1 and Fibonacci n-2. So this is called a typical recursion program, because inside function fib, we call fib itself with n-1 and n-2. So if we want to calculate the Fibonacci number of 7, then we just call this function using fib7. So we first run the code. Then we call this function. The result is 8. Another example code to create Fibonacci number is to use a list. So we first create a list called fib list with two initial values 0 and 1, which represent the first Fibonacci number is 0 and the second is 1. Then we define a function called fibn, and inside the function, first also is a conditional test. We return a message if n less than 0. Then we will write another statement for conditional tests if n less than the length of this list. So which means if the Fibonacci number we want to know inside this list, so we just return the element for Fibonacci number inside this list. Because Python index from 0, so we have to put n-1 here, which represents the nth Fibonacci number. So if these two conditions not met, which means the Fibonacci number we want to know is not inside this list, so we have to create a new one. Then we'll get a temp Fibonacci number is Fibonacci number n-1 plus n-2. This is what we want to get for the current Fibonacci number. Then we append this created value to the Fibonacci list, and in the end we return this temp fib, which is the Fibonacci number we want to get. So this function also uses the recursion because inside the function fib, we call this function itself with n-1 parameter and n-2 parameter. So we run this code to create this function, and we just call if we want to get the 7th Fibonacci number. So the result is also 8.